I'd like to welcome y'all back to another episode of Beyond the Fear podcast, the place where y'all come for motivation, inspiration, uplifting, and overall positive message. I'm your host, DJ. And today I just want to talk about how hard it is to let go. And I mean, letting go of anything, whether it's a person, old habit, the person you used to be, whatever it is. It's so hard to let, things go, especially if they've been a part of your life or been a part of who you are, whatever the case may be for years. It is very hard to let those things go. But those same things that are hard to let go because you feel like, they are a part of you, they are a part of what makes you you. It could be the same thing that's holding you back from becoming the person that you want to be or getting to the places that you want to go to. And that's something that, I've been kind of dealing with or fighting with, battling with for, you know, these past couple of months, is just learning how to let stuff go, learning how to just be okay with letting stuff go, letting things go, letting people go. And it isn't easy because you start to realize how much you rely on people, how much you relied on things, like much you may have relied on some bad habits, or just being in some bad environments, just things that just were not healthy for you. But because you were so content with where you were and what you were doing, you were so complacent that it didn't bother you. It didn't matter because it's like, I don't want more. So I'm good with where I am, or I've convinced myself that I'm good with where I am. But in truth, I do want more. I want to be better. I want to grow. And sometimes you don't realize, like I talked about a few weeks ago, how sometimes you get caught in that comfort zone and you get caught in that cage without knowing, life just kind of happens that way. Sometimes you just get so used to doing things in a certain way that it just stops bothering you. Like, you start, because you become so comfortable with it that you don't realize that you've now put yourself in this cage, and now you're depending on, these bad habits, or you're depending on these people who may be holding you back, or whatever the case may be, or you're just trying to go, you finally realize that you want more, you want different, whatever the case may be. And now it's time for you to go in a different direction. But in order for you to fully go in that direction, you gotta let some things go. Everything can't follow you on this new path, on this new journey, this new route that you're getting ready to take. And so now you got to start letting some things go. And it's hard because now you come in face to face with the reality of how close you may have gotten to whatever it is that you're getting ready to let go, how much it may be a part of your identity. It may be a part of who you feel like you are. But the thing to understand is, you're not trying to stay this person. So this person who's become so attached to these places, these things, these habits, these ideas, this way of life, or this way of thinking, whatever it is that you're holding on to, you're trying to let go of that person. You're trying to get rid of that person. You're trying to become a better version of yourself. You're trying to elevate your way of thinking, your way of life, where you're going, your trajectory, and all those things. You're trying to elevate those things. So you have to let go of those things. And I get it. Me saying this doesn't make it any easier, because again, it hasn't made it any easier for me. But it's just realizing that it's necessary. It's a part of life. It's a part of growth. It's a part of, moving forward, that you got to let some things go. That doesn't mean that, you know, certain places, certain things, especially with people, that doesn't mean that those people are gone forever. But for this part of your journey, whatever that part of your journey may be, they may not need to be there for you to grow the way you need to grow, for you to go through the things you need to go through, for you to do the work that is required of you. You may have to do certain things by yourself, or just without certain people around. You may have to go through that, because that person, whatever it may be the one thing holding you back from getting to where you want to be. Because as long as that person is around, you're going to continue to think the way you think. You're going to continue to move the way you've been moving. And changing that one person, or changing that one bad habit, whatever it may be the key to unlocking so much stuff for you. You may have the ability, the capability of being so productive, but because you're holding on to this thing, whatever that thing may be, you're holding on to this thing so much, and you're holding on to it so tight, and you don't want to let go, because you've now associated your identity and who you are and your um, comfort cage is what we're going to call it. We're going to quit calling it a zone, but your comfort cage, you've now made it, you've now built it around all of these things that may not be healthy for you, all these negative habits, these negative people, these negative places. And now when it's time to start letting go, to start moving, to start removing these things, you start to realize how much you've depended on them, how much you've depended on certain people, because they may give you the certain energy that you need, because they don't push you, because they don't do the things that make you feel uncomfortable, because they don't do the things that make that you know you need to be doing. They don't chastise you. They don't tell you, hey, come on, you should be doing better. You could be doing better. I know you can do better than this. You know, there's just no push from them. They just take you as you are. And that can be a good thing at times. But if you know that you're not a self motivator, you know that you're not a self starter, you got to have people around you who can get you motivated, can get you started, can get you going. Now, eventually you're going to have to get to a point to where you are a self motivator and a self starter. But knowing who you are and who you aren't are very important, because now you know the type of people that you need to bring around you and the type of people you need to avoid, the type of environments you need to be in and the type of environments you need to avoid. Because again, if you know that you're not a self starter, then you don't need to be around people or environments that feed into you not getting motivated, or that's going to take away from your motivation, or that's going to let you say, hey, it's all right that you're not being motivated, or you're not driving, or you're not being disciplined. Because I get it, there are going to be days when you're not motivated, but you got to be disciplined. You can't be unmotivated and undisciplined, because nothing gets accomplished. So you got to make sure that you're cultivating the right type of environments and cultivating the right type of friendship groups and support systems around who you are and who you aren't. Um, I think that because this is a little off subject, but it is on subject in a way, because we're talking about who you are and who you aren't. I remember I was just watching a video about Cam Newton doing a podcast, and he was just talking about how he doesn't have any um attractive women, or just any women period around him, because he knows him, he knows himself, he knows that he's going to try to talk to the women, he's going to try to have sex with the women, whatever the case may be. And you know, on one hand, again, you can applaud somebody for knowing who they are, knowing who they aren't, knowing what their strengths are, knowing what their weaknesses are. You can applaud that. But at the same time, it's okay, what are you doing to change that? What are you doing to help that? What are you doing to get better with that, and how you handle that? Because I remember a time when I would have looked at that and been like, oh man, he's smart. Oh, that's virtuous. That's, you know what I'm saying? And now when I look at now when I hear that, I just think, again, on one hand, bravos and kudos to, again, knowing who you are, knowing what you can and can't deal with. But I also understand that that's a discipline issue, that's a, you can't control your urges. You're pretty much saying that if you have women around you that are attractive, at some point, if they're around you long enough, you're going to act on that urge to want to have sex with them. So it's like you only see them, again, this is just my perspective. I'm not trying to accuse him of anything, just what I'm hearing, like what I took from it is, you know, you don't see them as anything but sex objects. You can't have a female friend without at some point in time having a sexual thought cross your mind about your female friend. And then on top of the thought, at some point you're going to fall into those urges, or you're going to act on those thoughts. And it's just like, it's great to know who you are, but you have to do more than that. What are you doing to work on to get better? So again, moving back to what I was talking about with the self starter, self motivated, it's great to know who you are. It's great to acknowledge your strengths and your weaknesses, but you got to make sure that you're doing what you need to do to get better at the things that you know you're weak at, or to, at the very least, have the people around you to help get you to where you need to be. Because again, you don't want to stay as a person who is unmotivated and undisciplined. You want to get to a point to where even if you stay unmotivated, you are at least disciplined. So that way, even when you don't feel like doing it, you don't have the motivation to do whatever it is that you need to do, you at least have the discipline to know, hey, I'm getting up. And at this time, I'm dedicating this time to this. I'm dedicating this time to that. This day is going to be whatever. You know what I'm saying? At least have the discipline to do that, because I get it. Motivation. One thing that I have learned doing this podcasting thing is motivation is going to do this, especially depending on your reasons, depending on your reasons for why you do something. If you're just doing it just because you love it out of the love for it, then okay. But if you're doing it for other reasons other than just the pure love of something, whether it be money, what it could do for you, whatever the case may be, if it's outside of just the pure love of something, your motivation, man, you're gonna have days when that motivation is up. You're doing what you need to be doing, and you're gonna have days when that motivation is down and you just don't want to do it. And that's where the discipline has to kick in. And so you have to just start it's okay to start getting rid of those things and those people that keep you in this mindset of, I want to stay undisciplined and I want to stay unmotivated. You gotta start letting those people go, those yes men who tell you that it's okay not to be motivated, it's okay not to be disciplined, but still expecting something to come from you being unmotivated and undisciplined, still expecting you to move forward, still expecting progress, still expecting you to reach new heights and to keep moving forward and not to stay stagnant or not to even get stagnant. It makes no sense. You have to be moving. You have to be in motion. You have to be doing something to get to where you want to be. Even, again, as I've said on this channel, slow progress is better than no progress. So even if you're moving slowly, at least you're moving, taking it one day at a time, one step at a time. You know what I'm saying? One stage at a time. You get into the levels that you want to get to, but taking it one level at a time. But at least you're still moving forward. You're still getting, you're still making things happen. But if you got people around you who are telling you that it's okay not to be motivated. It's okay not to do this. It's okay not to do that. Like, even though we know, hey, you need to get this done. Hey, it's important to do this, but they coming up with every excuse in the book for you not to do it. You got to start letting those people go. You got to start getting away from those environments because, again, where you're trying to go or where you want to go, everybody won't be able to come. You got to understand that it's a certain type of mindset to get to where where you want to go. It's a certain type of energy. It's a certain type of discipline to get to where you want to be. You want to be the next best, whatever. It takes a lot of work. It's easy to look at like these all these streamers and all of these men and women who do the skits and think, oh man, that's so easy. You don't know the amount of work that they're putting in behind the scenes that you don't see. You don't know the amount of energy, the amount of effort, the amount of resources that they put into making this happen. Like, all we see are these hour long streams or a couple hour long streams or whatever, or you may see the 3 minute skit, whatever the case may be, but you don't know the amount of hours, the amount of days, weeks, months, years that, number one, it took them to get to that point, and number two, that there's the time that they're still putting in, even at this point, even when they're at the height, even when they're at a place where you feel like, oh man, they got everything, they're probably still putting in an unimaginable amount of work to get to where they want to be, or to stay where they want to be, or just to get even higher than where they are now. And to think that you're going to get to those places and you're going to see those heights and you're going to see those same results without doing the work and without making some types of sacrifices and making some types of cuts, because you know that the things that you're doing right now, the level that you're at right now, isn't where you want to stay. But you know that you're not putting in the work to get yourself to that next level. You know that you're not putting in the time, you're not putting in the energy, the effort, you're not making the sacrifices. You just want everything to come to you. And I'm not saying nothing will ever come to you, but at the same time, everything won't come to you. Certain things may come. I'm not going to sit here and act like an opportunity may never come. Just, out of the blue, out of nowhere, out of left field. You weren't expecting it. You weren't doing anything to get the opportunity. It just landed in your lap. I'm not saying that can't happen. Of course that can happen. But to expect things that just fall in your lap all the way to the top every single time that it's time to level up, you just expecting it to fall in your lap. You're not putting yourself in position. You're not working to get these opportunities. You're not working to put your face and put your name out there to get to where you want to be, but yet you are expecting to get to those heights. It makes no sense. And then if you got people around you who are boosting that mindset, that makes absolutely no sense. And so again, for me over these past couple of weeks, it's just really been trying to be okay with letting stuff go, because I can't remember who it was, but I was watching a video and it's like he said that we get so caught up in what we're losing that we don't take the time to even consider what we're making room for or what we're getting ready to gain. And I think that for a lot of us, when we start to get into those places where it's time to isolate, or when it's time to start cutting people off because we're starting to see, okay, where I want to go and what I want to do, there are certain people who I can't let them go. They can't go with me because they don't have the right mindset. They don't have the right drive. I'm allowing them to pull me in directions that I'm not trying to go. And I know better. Let me get these influences away from me. But that's all we see is the negative. We only see what we're losing. We never take the time to look at what we're making room for, all the beautiful things that can get ready to come, because now we're getting ready to move stuff out of the way so that these beautiful things could potentially come. All of these gains, all of these resources that could be at our disposal, but because we're not making any room for it, because we don't want to lose anything. We just want to continue gaining. We want to continue adding. We want to continue, being prosperous, but we don't want to let anything go. And it's just like we can only hold but so much. You have to start letting stuff go if you want to gain new things. If you want new stuff to come in, you got to let old stuff go. You know what I'm saying? It's like your house can only hold but so much. Your mind, your heart can only hold but so much. And we got to let some of that old stuff go, especially if it's not being productive, it's not doing anything for us. You got to let that old pain, you have to let that old hurt, you have to let those old frustrations, those old situations, those old whatever, you got to start letting that stuff go so that the new can come in. We got to start making places for the new. And again, I'm talking to myself as well. We have to start making room for the new, because we hold on to that old so tight, because that's what we used to. That's what makes us feel safe. And sometimes taking that chance, sometimes elevating, it's not going to be safe. It's not going to feel comfortable. It's not going to feel easy. And those are the things that makes us stay in, to get to a stagnant place, is because we want safe, we want comfortable, we want easy, and success doesn't always look like that. I'm not saying it never looks like that, but it doesn't always look like that. There are going to be times where success is going to be hard. It's going to be hard work. It's going to be long nights, early mornings. It's going to take sacrifices. It's going to take, a lot of, just time, energy, effort to get to where you want to be. And that's going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to make some people around you uncomfortable, but that's okay. We got to get uncomfortable sometimes to start moving. That's what motivates us to move. We got to get uncomfortable, because when we get comfortable, we get stagnant, and then we get stuck because we don't want to leave that comfort. We don't want to leave the ease of how that comfort makes us feel. So if you are feeling uncomfortable, if you are feeling uneasy, if you are feeling that this is hard, that may be a sign that you're moving in the right direction. That may be a sign that something good is getting ready to come, that, you're getting ready to grow. Because I honestly believe that growth happens when you're uncomfortable. Growth happens when times are hard. Growth happens when things stop being easy, and now you got to go figure something out. Now you got to add something to your toolbox. Now you got to go get that new skill. You got to go meet that new person. You got to go get that new connect, whatever that case may be. I think that a lot of growth comes out of hard times. A lot of growth comes out of being uncomfortable because now you got to move. Now you got to shake something. Now you have to change something. And a part of some parts of that change is letting certain things go, certain people, certain places, certain ideas. You got to start letting those things go and making room for the new because we can't grow without new things, without new ideas, new perspectives, new connections, whatever the case may be. You're trying to get to new levels. So again, you have to be open to new things. And that's not to say you can't bring anything old with you, of course, but you got to make sure you're bringing the right things with you. You got to make sure you're bringing the things that are pushing you to keep moving forward, the things that are motivating you, the things that are making you realize, the things that help you not to stay complacent, to help you not stay in a negative space, the things that help you when you feel like it's becoming too hard or it's becoming too much or the pressure is becoming too high. You know, you need those people to help you realize, hey, you don't have to do it alone. You're not by yourself. I have your back. I'm here to support you. Yes, you may have to go on this part of your journey by yourself, but that don't mean you can't reach out to me and talk to me. Lean on me when you need to. But when it's time for you to go do that part, you go do that part. But just know that you always got somebody. You got a support system right here. You know, when you feel like you're drowning, when you feel like you know, just don't know which way is up, just know that I'm one phone call away. But understand that again, there are certain parts that you got to go do by yourself, or at least the part that's work that you have to go do by yourself. Like I have I'm putting an amazing support system around me, but I also know that I have to do the work, whether that's in therapy, whether that's doing this podcast, whether that's at work, um, my relationships, working on my relationships with family, with friends. I have to put in the work. I have to go do it. Do I have an amazing support system that I can lean on when times are hard? Yes. Do I have to do a better job of reaching out to my support system and leaning on my support system when I need to? Absolutely. I have to do that. That's a part of my work. But I also understand that there are things that I have to go do that my support system can't do for me. They can be there for me, they can support me, they can push me, but I still have to get up and I have to take those steps. I have to walk, I have to go on this journey. And again, I have people who help me along the way, who can pick me up when I'm down, who can pull me when I'm falling back, who can push me, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, I still have to take those steps. And in the moment I stop moving, my journey stops. And now I'm stagnant. And now, I have to figure some things out because maybe some things are weighing me down too much. And, again, that's where I am, just start learning to accept that it's okay to start letting some things and some people go. Doesn't mean that I don't love them. Doesn't mean that I don't care about them. Doesn't mean that I don't appreciate all that they've done for me. It just means that what I'm doing right now, I can't carry what they need me to carry. I can't continue to pull and push what they need me to pull and push in this moment. It's okay. Like I said in the last episode, it's okay to choose you. And there are times where you have to choose you. There are times where you've taken on enough people's burdens to where you don't have any room for your burdens. You've poured into everybody else. You've supported everybody else. You've done everything for everybody else and you've done absolutely nothing for yourself. And now because you've pushed everybody and now they're off doing all of their things, there's nobody. You look around and when you need something and you need someone, there's nobody there because everybody's off doing their things because you've made them the priority for so long and you've just made yourself. You ain't even put yourself in the back seat. You've put yourself in the trunk, or you just forgot yourself. You left yourself at the house, and now you've been riding, driving, taking everybody to everything that they need to do, and you've been supportive, and you've been everything to everyone. And now that it's time for you to pour into yourself, you have nothing left to pour. Now, when it's time to motivate and push yourself, you have no energy, you have no strength because you've given it to everybody else. So now is the time to choose you. And a part of choosing you is saying, You can't come with on this one. I gotta let that go. I gotta let that friendship go. I gotta let whatever that is go. I gotta get away from this place. I gotta put these bad habits down, whether it's alcohol, drugs, whatever it is. Love some At some point you gotta love yourself enough to say no. You have to love yourself enough to say, I'm done. You have to love yourself enough to say, I'm choosing me right now. This is my season of choosing me. This is my season of trying to take care of me. This is my season of uplifting me. Now, I would love it if you could support me as I'm doing this. I would love it if you could do for me what I've done for you. But if you can't, that's okay. I understand. But just know that in this season, in this time right now, this is about self development. I have to develop me. I have to get to where I need to be, because if I don't, I can't be who you need me to be. I can't be who I want to be for myself, let alone for anybody else. But for me, I can't be who I need me to be, who I want me to be, where I want to go. I can't achieve those things if I don't take care of me in this moment. And that's how critical and that's how crucial this time is. So if you're going through that time, it's okay to choose yourself. It's not selfish. Do those things. And if part of you evaluating what yourself and evaluating where you're going, evaluating what you're trying to accomplish, and part of that may be learning how to let some things go, learning how to let some old habits go. Whether, like I said, drugs, drinking, eating, porn, whatever it may be, it's time to start letting that stuff go. Choosing yourself, choosing to love you, choosing to love your body, choosing to walk the path that you know you want to walk, but it's scary because it's new. And it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay that you don't know what you're doing. All of that is a part of the process. All of that is a part of getting where you are. Everybody, every successful person that you talk to, they will tell you that they had that moment, whatever that moment is, whatever that moment may look like, where they were scared, where they were nervous, they frustrated, annoyed, whatever, but they made the choice. Whatever it was, they flipped the switch. They said, I'm still doing this. Even if I have 100 reasons or 1,000 reasons why it won't work, I'm going to believe in myself. All I need is one reason. And if that one reason is I say it's going to work, that one reason is I believe that it's going to work. Whatever it is, all I need is to believe in that one reason why it could work, why it should work, why it will work. And that's what I'm going to follow. I'm not going to pay attention to the naysayers. I'm not going to pay attention to these negative thoughts that I'm having. I'm not going to pay attention to this fear that I'm having, because I know that this fear is just me not knowing. It's just, I don't know what this path looks like. So it's fear. It's my comfort zone or my comfort cage calling me back to what I know. You know what I'm saying? I know my heights. I know how high this is. I know that my life in that cage, my life will get no higher than this. But I also know that my life in that cage may not get any lower than this. So this is my zone, and my body is used to that. My body isn't used to not knowing how high life could be. My body isn't used to not knowing how low life can be, how bad my bad days can get, or how high my high days can get. It's used to this range. This is what I've had for the past, however many years you've been in that comfort zone, in that place, in that cage. This is what your body has known, and now you're getting ready to walk into something that could be here, and your body is scared. Your body is telling you, go back to what you know, go back to what makes you feel good, what makes you feel comfortable. And I'm here telling you, don't stop. You've done that long enough. You know what's back there. You want more. You have to do more. You have to go towards what it is that you want. And a part of that is making changes, this letting go, cutting all these ties and cutting all these anchors that are holding you down, weighing you down, holding you back. You got to start letting that stuff go. And it's okay to let that stuff go. It's okay to choose yourself. I promise you, the people who are supposed to be there will make it there, will be there. It may take them some time to get used to it, because they're used to you being the supportive friend who they can call and get everything they need from you. But if they really love you, if they really care about you, they'll find their way back to you. But that's on them. You got to go do what's best for you. Because if right now is your time to be taking care of you and to be developing you, that's what you got to focus on. And that's what's important. And that's my message for today is just take care of you. And it's okay to start letting some things go. It's, as a matter of fact, it's not just okay, it's necessary to get to where you want to be. You got to start letting some of these things, some of these places, some of these bad habits, some of these mindsets, like that pride and that ego. You got to start letting some of this stuff go, because that stuff, those things, those places, those ideas, those habits are holding you back from getting to where you want to be and being the person that you want to be. But that's it for today's episode. I want to thank everybody for listening on whatever platforms y'all are listening on. I appreciate the love. And to everybody watching on YouTube, please continue to like, comment, share, subscribe. I want to thank y'all as well. And I appreciate the love that I'm getting on there. And until the next time we meet, y'all already know I'm praying y'all stay blessed.